All right, we are live. Today is December 9th, 2021. You are in the Crossing the Lines NFL Pick'em edition. I'm Mr. 411, and to my right is the calculator. What's up, calculator?
Greetings and salutation once again, Mr. 411. Yeah, hey, it might be a little cold down here.
Yeah,
So
man.
the picks are hot though. We gotta, I'm just gonna special shout out before I gotta go with your Seattle Seahawks, man. They did us good last week. So
Oh, man. Yeah, they
people we
did.
weren't believing. I said,
Yeah, including myself.
yeah, yeah, you did say you didn't agree with the pick, but it's like, hey, sometimes you just gotta have faith.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, we're going to get to it in just a second. Let's go. All right, crossing the lines. Here we go, calculator. We have the NFL edition this week. You're gonna break down how you make your selections, and you really have a special treat for us because it's almost gonna be like this is actually gonna be an actual selection. Is that right, calculator?
That is correct. Like I briefly stated last week, I am in a weekly pool. It's a season long, but there are weekly prizes for everything you win for the week. It is a cumulative league. You have a prize for year long pick. If you have the best record year on, that is the biggest prize. But you get a weekly prize every week as well. But I'm just going to try and give the people the tools that I use to, if they want to throw. I mean, some people can do this regular office pools for 1 week or so forth. So I'm just going to, give people what I do. Now you don't have to follow me, on the method. I'm just trying to say, hey, there are ways to do this that could possibly give you an advantage.
Absolutely. All right, well, another way to gain advantage is to do the following things.
Like, subscribe, notify.
Yes, three words we live by here. All
Yes,
right,
sir.
calculator, let's go, man. All
All
right,
right.
let me get you. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Okay. What we're going to do is the way we're going to do this is I'm going to give everybody the point spread of what we do. And the one method I do is if there is a point spread where a team is favored five or more, we just go with the favorite. Vegas thinks it's a pretty good, size. There's a mismatch one way or another. So Vegas has done the work for us in giving us a line. So that's why I do the five or over. Now you might say, calculator, but I think this team is better. Well, yeah, and that could be right. However, public perception is also going to be going with these favorite teams as well. So even if you lose the game, a lot of the people you're in your pool are losing the game. So that's why I like to get the 5 points in spread. So what I do is as you can could you pull up my screen, Mr. 411, so we could show the people? There we go. I'm going to go to the right to the games that are 5 points or more. So when you go down, okay, so look at the Seattle. We'll just go New Orleans. We'll go to New Orleans, New York. New Orleans is actually right at the mark at -5. So hey, it meets the first criteria. So even though the Saints are struggling, the Jets, they're not doing too much better in my opinion. But however, the big thing is why are New Orleans favored by 5 points? Kamara should be back. Taysom Hill looks healthier. He did provide somewhat of a spark, and the defense is actually getting healthier and healthier as well. So even if they don't score as many points as they could, the one weakness of the Jets is the run, and New Orleans, I think they're just going to run rampant in this game. So I even think they're going to cover if you want to just make your friendly wager on it. To tell you the truth, but anyways, for office pool, it's a straight up. So we're going to go New Orleans. Next one, Seattle is -7.5 against Houston. Mr. David Bills, hey, Seattle does good. They're going on the road. Russell Wilson looks better. David Davis Mills is the projected starting quarterback. I think Seattle can handle that. They're favored by 7.5, so that's an easy call there. Denver, they're -8.5. Hey, I think Detroit's going to give Detroit, or I think Detroit's going to give Denver all they can handle. However, I still think Denver's going to win. It's the high altitude. It's a home field event. Heck, Detroit might have a hangover from that big win last week. So, hey, that not 8.5 spread. I'm going to take the favorite in that. Chargers 10.5 spread, even bigger. It's the Giants. We don't know if it's going to be hometown hero Jake Fromm or if it's going to be the long necked Mike Glennon. So, hey, I'm going with the Chargers in this, right? Okay. Then uh, we're going to skip the next two. We're going to go to Green Bay, a 12.5, the biggest point spread of the game of the week. You don't need much analysis on this one, right? They pretty much owned the Bears the past 4 years. So Green Bay, easy pick. All right, so those are the ones. Let's go back. Oh, Tennessee is a 8.5 point spread, so that's an easy pick. Kansas City, 9.5 spread. Easy pick. I think their defense can win it for them as they have lately. So these, all the ones we just went over, are the other spreads. We're going to go in depth over these ones because they're under the 5 o'clock, and I'm just going to give why I think I'm going to pick a certain team. So I'm going to save this. Oh, I need to pick 7 more teams. But anyways, okay. Well, we'll go straight to the Thursday night game. Mr.
All right.
411, Minnesota is favored by 3 in this game. So what does that mean? That means that even though they're favored by 3, they're at home. It's a must win. But there's a little thing that Mike Tomlin likes to do. Mike Tomlin likes to be an underdog. Look at that incredible record, 43, 21, 2 as a dog. And that means they're a live dog. But I'm going the other way, Mr. 411. And the reason I'm doing it is,
Really?
yes, even though he has that great thing as a dog, Minnesota's back is against the wall. Minnesota has the better players. Dalvin Cook could be back, is the word on the street. He in a lot of fantasy playoffs, he's actually is out. But the new word on the street, I heard it this morning, Dalvin Cook be here. I just think Minnesota has more talent. I don't know how in the world Pittsburgh is going to be able to cover Justin Jefferson and Dalvin Cook. I think Minnesota's defense, even though it's not great, Pittsburgh showed that, yeah, they did something against Baltimore, but Baltimore was, they were down to their second string in their defense. So I'm going with Minnesota, even with that good record there. Minus, I'm going to go with the favorite in that one. All right, we're going to your Atlanta, Carolina. And as you can see, this is a pretty split game. But Minnesota and these percentages you're seeing here, this is not what people are picking on the spread. This is actually straight pick 'em games in CBS pools. So, Minnesota 59%. So, hey, if Minnesota wins, 41% of a lot of the people picked are already going to be in the hole. But I really like Minnesota just because it's short week, home field that usually favors a home team. So that's another reason I like Minnesota. Carolina, Atlanta. This is a Carolina Panthers minus 2.5. So this is pretty much an even game. When you have anything under 3, Vegas is just saying, hey, I think either one of these teams can win. So a lot of teams, people favor the home team. However, I'm not being a homer. I really like the Falcons as far as matchups is concerned. Cordell Patterson, healthy. Mike Davis showed some life. Matt Ryan is still upright out there. They still have Pitts. Heck, Russell Gage had a career high last week. Yes, Matt Ryan normally has been terrible on the road, but I like it's under 2.5. I like how they match up. If Cam Newton, which Cam Newton is the quarterback, so pretty much they're just going to stack the line, and I think they'll be able to neutralize them. And this is one of those small spreads where I like to go against public, try and pick up an early lead. So I'm going with Atlanta here, right? Yes, they're an underdog, but it's a small underdog. And I think I'm just going with the better, even though you could say neither team is really hot right now. Atlanta, believe it
Right.
or not, is still in the wild card race. So, yeah, I'll go in. I'm going to go with Atlanta just because it's a small spread. And I see there's a big enough public perception going the other way that can give me an advantage. All right. This was a tough one, Mr. 411. Baltimore, last time, what favors this? Okay, first of all, Cleveland's favored 2.5, and I think actually books would have priced this as a pick 'em if this was this week without Cleveland having a bye. I think Cleveland's bye week really helps them because think about it. They played Baltimore. Lamar Jackson had a terrible game. Baltimore still won. It was at Baltimore, right? Cleveland gets a bye week. Baltimore has to go on the road, play a division game against Pittsburgh, get beat up even more, and then they have to play Cleveland again at
Right.
Cleveland after Cleveland comes off a bye week. That is probably one of the most unfair scheduling advantages I have ever seen. And as you can see, small spread, public perception is going to Baltimore. People, I'm picking Cleveland in this one. I just have that feeling that the schedule advantage is really, and Cleveland's up. Let me tell you, when you look at Cleveland, Cleveland loses this game, they're out of the playoffs. Baltimore, they knows if they lose this game, they're still pretty much in the driver's seat for not only the playoffs but the division because of all, not only because of their record, but they had pretty much head to head over all everybody else, even though they did lose a division matchup last week. So I like Cleveland in this spot. They're going to be fresh. They're going to be rejuvenated. Again, small spread, a big enough percentage going the other way. I like Cleveland in this one. All right. Dallas, I was kind of surprised, only four, but I think a lot of this had to do with recency bias. And what I mean is, Washington's on a win streak. Washington, you say, oh, they beat a bunch of cupcakes. If you remember, a few weeks ago, they beat Tampa Bay, pretty big deal. But I think Dallas is going to have too much firepower. And the spread is still four, still a little high, but I think Dallas. Yes, word on the street, Tony Pollard might be out, but I think Washington is like top five against the run, right? I think Dallas is going to be able to take advantage of throwing the ball. They've had a longer week bye week. Washington had to travel cross country last week, got to get back home this week. And Dallas is healthier. They got Amari Cooper should be a little bit closer. Heck, even Ezekiel Elliott, I think a little rest is going to help him out, even if Pollard is to miss time. So I think Dallas is actually going to come out, and I think they're gonna control this game. So that's why I'm picking Dallas. I'm gonna pick the favorite in this one. All right. So I'm going to save these picks, Mister 411, because I got to get those in there, so I
Yes,
don't
sir.
lose my place. All right, so that's been saved. So now we're going to go back down. Okay, Buffalo and Tampa, folks. Tampa Bay, believe it or not, 3-point favorites. This is the game I want to zag when everybody zigs. And the reason I say that, look at that. 86% of people are picking Tampa Bay on a spread that is only 3 points. This is another game we can make up. This can be our Seattle of last week. Everybody down on Buffalo. Well, you know what Buffalo can't do? They can't run the ball. Well, guess what? Tampa Bay stops the run. Well, guess what? Buffalo can't run, so they ain't going to help them out.
So it
What's
doesn't
Buffalo?
matter.
Yeah, that's right. Tampa Bay's weakness is passing. Guess what? Buffalo likes to pass, and they can pass, and they're going to want to pass. And Tampa Bay, I don't care if they're at home. I think this is a sneak attack by Buffalo, and it's fair weather. They don't have to battle that nor'easter type weather. It's going to be, it's in Florida for crying out loud. This is our game, folks. Everybody that's watching this, if you want to pick up that game, hey, in a pick 'em, Mr. 401, we don't care if we get third, fourth pills. We want a top two finish, right? So we got to get those. And hey, if we lose this game, that's fine. We'll try again next week. But if we win this game, this is the game that provides
Right.
the big rewards. And I'll do it. I ain't scared. I'm doing Buffalo right now. I'll tell you that now. I'm not going to just
Yeah.
give you
You're
information
doing
and
it
then go the other
live.
way. I'm doing
You're
it
doing.
live. These are my picks, right? Okay. San Francisco, Seattle, or Cincinnati. San Francisco is favored by 1.5. In other words, I usually subscribe for a team that is within 1 point on the road. That is usually the team we get. And the reason we do that is because uh, a lot of books, or I should say, not books, general public love home field advantage. The books do not. So the books try to trick people into picking that home team, even though the teams are, fairly even. Hey, Cincinnati got pushed around by the Chargers last week. They showed weaknesses. Burrow, their line could not block the pass rush. So they're going from one Bosa to another this week. They're going from Joey to Nick. I'm telling you, San Francisco's going to pressure. San Francisco can run the ball no matter who they put back there. George Kittle looked like a new man out there. Oh, word on the street, Debo could play. That was a big missing factor, and we saw that in the Seattle game. I like San Francisco in this game. And look, small spread, yet we're getting a good percentage of the people going to Cincinnati. So I think anytime I see us anything within the 30% range, I can get at 30%
Hmm.
on such a small spread. Remember the magic minus 1.5. I usually always go with road teams, even spreads. So hey, I'm going with San Francisco on this one. All right, Monday night, Mister 411, Arizona minus 2.5. I went round and round on this one. Arizona, they've been great at home. Well, except when they play Green Bay. But I think something about the Rams, I just can't pick against them, Mister For One. I don't know what it
Okay.
is. They travel well. However, I just got a thing through my phone that Cooper Cup is questionable. I think that's more of a maintenance type deal. He got a questionable tag. I think they're trying to throw Arizona off because I think the Rams with Odell, I think Odell Beckham getting better and better. I think they need to use Tyler Higbee a little bit more. Van Jefferson, another very good young player. And we know about Cooper Cup. Daryl Henderson, another week. They didn't have to use him last week because Sony Michel was so good. So, hey, Sony Michel so that they can run the ball no matter who they put back there. And I think the Rams defense is going to come out fired. They need to win this game. Otherwise, they're pretty much out of the division race, much less they'll still be pretty much in the wild card. But again, look, it's the under Magic 3. We got 79% going with Arizona. Again, I like going the other way on such a small point spread with a lot of the public perception going to the other team. Now, a lot of these ones that we did let miss for one, they could cancel each other out, and I understand that. But we got to try, and even if we try to win more than we lose, of course. But hey, if I lose all of them, or if I just go, half and half, that's fine. Next week is another new week. You know what I'm saying? But I'm trying to win these, so that's why I don't mind going 14%. 30 against public perception. You know why? Because Vegas says it's going to be a close game. So they have a lot of underlying facts that general public don't have. A lot of people look at these and say, oh, Tampa Bay, defending champ, Buffalo just
Hmm.
lost to New England, couldn't stop the run. Well, you know what? I still think if you look at the matchup, Buffalo is poised to this, But people can change to Arizona to Cincinnati. They can. I'm just not doing it because I think I see value in going the other way from the public in these games. Oh,
Well,
and
calculate.
go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say you have to find the games where you zig and zag. So
Yeah.
it's pretty. That's the Buffalo one that makes total sense to me because Buffalo just lost to the
Hmm.
Patriots, and so all the media, all the hype and everything is now slanted towards the Patriots. And will the Patriots now go to the Super Bowl and play against Tampa Bay? So
Hmm.
now you and then you forget that um, maybe heading into the season everyone was off of New England and saying, "Hey, see, we told you, Tom Brady's not there. Look, they're not gonna survive." So just as fast as the momentum changes and the media perception, you can't forget that Buffalo uh, was also one of the favorites to go to the Super Bowl when the season
Yes.
began. So that's a good one when you want to make a zig and zag. Why not zig
Hmm.
and zag when you have a team that has the ability to make a Super Bowl?
Exactly. And Buffalo's got the talent, and again, with this one, I just laid it out for you. Tampa Bay stops the run. Buffalo don't run the ball. Tampa Bay has trouble stopping the pass. That's all Buffalo wants to do. So
Exactly.
that's that. I mean, this is a perfect match for. Oh, and it's nice in nice weather. I think even though Buffalo can play in bad weather, I mean they have to being where they are. They, you ask any football player, they much rather play in nice weather. They do better.
And
Eli
definitely
Manning
the
said
and
the old
definitely
thing.
the win.
Yeah,
Definitely no
everybody told
win.
yeah, everybody asked Eli Manning said, "Do you prefer cold weather?" He said, "No, I don't prefer cold. I know I play in it. I got to in my home, but I don't like to." you know, so
Right.
but and another thing, Mr. For One, I got to go to tiebreakers. A lot of people have tiebreakers, which is good. This kind of has a 24-20 feel, so I'm going to put 20 for the Rams, 20 Arizona. So I'm going with a 44 total. It's a little on the lower side in controlled elements. Well, after I just said that, I'm talking to myself. I'm going to bump it up to 48. Give me a little extra cushion there because I think it's going to be higher scoring now that I think about it with controlled environments and stuff like that, and Kyler Murray looking like he's healthy and stuff like that. So, but
Yeah.
yep, those are the pick, Mister For One. I think he's a winner, and we just said remember. I will always point out that Seattle game last week, San Francisco coming in, one of the hottest teams in the league, and then all of a sudden Seattle's in there, one of the you want to say cold, big losing streak. Russell Wilson looks like doo doo, and then all of a sudden he comes out and he just they're getting kick returns. They Rashad Penny come to life and started running the ball, and then San Francisco didn't know what to do without Debo Samuel. It looked like. I mean, I didn't know. I knew he was a important part of the offense. I just didn't know, how big, because they really missed that type of explosiveness from someone where they could deploy out of the running back position, and of course deploy out wide. And then a lot of times he could free up. George Kittle showed he's still a beast. So you have and you bring a weapon like Debo back. I think this is a good rebound for San Francisco, because I think Cincinnati. eh, You look at their big blowout wins, yet they've had some surprising losses because they got beat up pretty bad by the Chargers. And I think San Francisco is just as talented and physical. I think Cincinnati kind of got out physical by the Chargers, and I think that's what's going to happen here. I think when you would think like somebody like Pittsburgh is a physical team. Not really. Pittsburgh's been playing more finesse lately with Big Ben with the short passes. Not really run it down your throat. They really don't have the offensive line to be physical. San Francisco, they can get after you on both sides of the line. So that's another reason I like San Francisco, even though public perception is saying Cincinnati. Vegas says it's going to be close. And again, that magic number of one, anytime I can get a -1, I think Vegas is trying to trick people into giving value in home field advantage more than what it really is. So that's why I think that's a little sneaky play on the San Francisco side as well.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, great job there, calculator. We'll give you opportunity to give a quick summary of all the picks for those who may have tuned in after we started. But before we do that, let's give a shout out to our sponsor, and that's Heavenly Spa Mobile. You can see her logo in the top right hand corner of our screen. Heavenly Spa Mobile. Heavenly Spa Mobile is located at 2484 Ingleside Avenue, Building A, Suite 101-A, Macon, Georgia 31204. Latanya can be reached at 478-747-9231. That is 478-747-9231. Heavenly Spa Mobile, where relaxation is the key.
Yes,
And
sir.
if you don't believe me, you can hear it from Latanya herself.
Hi, I'm Latanya with Healthy Spa Mobile. I'm a licensed massage therapist and owner. I've been practicing 18 years. If you're in need of any stress relief, tension, muscle, body aches, or just want to relax, you need to get yourself a massage. And please come check me out again at Heavenly Spa Mobile. I'm located at 2484 Ingleside Avenue. And I can be reached at 478-747-9231. Or you may go online to healthyspa-mobile.com. I look forward to seeing you soon.
All right. Thank you, Latanya and Heavenly Spa Mobile. The back to back best of the best in the
3P.
Georgia area. Yes, that three-peater. The Michael Jordan, you will. The three-peater. All right. Also, not only are they back to back to back, congratulations to Heavenly Spa Mobile as also the Best of Georgia nominee. Wow, that is a major accomplishment. And one more thing, calculator, for those who have not checked out Heavenly Spa Mobile, this is a great time to do it. We're in the holiday season. Take advantage of that intro special. $70 for first time client special. 60-minute Swedish or deep tissue massage. Calculator. When we see 60 minutes, man, it's more than that, right?
Yeah, you say 60, hey, even 60 minutes of that is enough, but the feeling lasts all week, my friend. And you know what? My wife, she is a regular of receiving massages, and it feels so good. They get all that stress out of you. You actually have to drink water to rehydrate yourself because your body is feeling so good, releasing all that stress and stuff like that you literally have to take in water to rehydrate yourself, and then you feel good the rest of the week. Feel like a new person.
Absolutely, calculator, and and I need one definitely after my fantasy season. So I'll be heading over there shortly. So Heavenly Spot Mobile, we appreciate the support of 401 Sports World.
Mhm.
All right, calculator. Any parting shots here in the summary of your selections, please, sir?
No, just again, you don't have to follow my selections. I just want to go through, give the people the process I go through. People try to build algorithms and use Sagarian ratings and stuff like that. I said, hey, Vegas, they do the work for you. Now, but then again, don't go straight by point spreads. You got to pick out some of those games where the point spread's tight, because that could be Vegas trying to trick people. If Vegas thinks it's tight, that means they're pretty even. And then if you see one public perception going one way, that's when you go the other way, and then that's how you can differentiate from the league. Just to tell people, me and Mr. 401 had a conversation over my last week. One of the guys, his brand was, he actually picked Pittsburgh over Baltimore, and he was the only person that did that, and that kept
Right.
him in the running because he was able to go to another game at the calculator itself. I picked Baltimore, and he wound up winning the game because Vegas had it. Vegas had it within 4 points. But everybody was looking at Pittsburgh doing so bad. They were coming in. They looked beat up, especially getting beat up by Cincinnati the week before. They looked terrible, and man, it looked like Big Ben found the fountain of youth in that game.
Yeah, for that
you
game,
know.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what you gotta. You gotta do like. And hey, you showed that great graphic of Tomlin. There's a reason he is. Now you can say calculate. You just told me. I still think Minnesota's going to win the game, folks. I mean, they're at home, short week. There's Tomlin isn't undefeated as a dog. He still has some losses, but Mike Tomlin is a good person to get. He's one of those guys that you can count on a lot throughout the year as a dog. But again, short week. I love home teams on short weeks with their backs against the wall, because if Minnesota loses, they're out of the wild card race. This early. So that's why Minnesota has to win. Pittsburgh, in my opinion, this is big. I think what kind of Big Ben kind of made that announcement that he's retiring. I think that could kind of regenerated the whole thing. But you know what? That can't last all season, right? So I think a lot of that could be gone. And if people remember, that Mark Andrews was wide open for that 2-point play. So it's not like Pittsburgh dominated the game. Baltimore still had a chance to win that game. Lamar
Yeah,
Jackson just threw the ball a little high. So
yeah,
so it's not like it, but hey, sometimes that's it. You got to win the close ones. Like that. That's what hurt me, because I told our folks, I'll go with the Vegas Washington game. It was a small spread. I took Vegas because I like teams that don't. I like going against a team that has to travel cross country and play those teams. And guess what? Vegas pretty much was in control of that game. Heineke had a great drive at the end of the game to get him in field goal range and kick that. Use a fourth kicker on their team this year to kick that kick. The guy was just cut by the Saints, for crying out
yeah.
loud, and he
Your
comes in.
team, yeah.
Yeah. So that's why a lot of things had to go right for Washington to win, and they won it, and I'll give them credit. But hey, the analysis was on. The result just did not match the analysis.
Right, absolutely. All right. Well, Crackler, we appreciate the knowledge. Everyone, please hit that like, hit that subscribe, and that notification button so you can stay on top of things. On behalf of the calculator, I am Mr. 411. We thank you all for watching, tuning in, listening, all the above. Check out all our programming. All you have to do is type in 411 Sports World on YouTube, and you'll be able to keep up with us. All right. So for the calculator, I'm Mr. 411. We thank you all. Have a good one, and we'll see you.
All right.